Okay. We should be live, hopefully. Let me make sure everything's all working. Yep. Okay, so that's working. That's working. Perfect. Okay, so it seems like everything is working. Okay, so we're starting a little bit early just to make sure everything is working, which seems like it is, which is good. Al, you're still muted if you did not know that.
I know. I
There
muted
you go.
myself.
There you go. Okay, so this is also gonna be the first ever live episode of Demon Interviews, episode 175. So hello all, welcome to Demon Interviews episode 175. I'm your host, as always, Springy, and join us today is our, I guess, in this case, guest of honor, this lovely man over here.
Hello, everyone. I am the outstanding owl. I've been doing TikTok for officially 4 years now. I am a content creator. I love the game, and I'm a professional golf girl enthusiast.
Yes, yes. Um, well, welcome back. It's been about 100 episodes or so since you've been here. So, how are you
It's
doing
not.
today?
I'm doing wonderful. I've been working on myself lately. I've been hitting the gym. I've been expanding my content. I just started my new Discord server,
Yep.
and with the help of some friends. So everything's been real good lately.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy to hear that. The the
God.
Discord server is in the description below for this video, and also all of his past ones because I updated them. Also, it's in my Discord server, the Demon Interviews one. So there's plenty of places that we should go follow this lovely man on all the social on the well all the social medias. Those are all there as well, but also Discord server in the description as well. Today we will also be taking some questions from the chat as well. So far we have one lovely person watching, and I think that's me. So we're just gonna continue on with this as it's a normal interview, and if we get questions, I will pull them out. And we're also looking for questions in my Discord server, his Discord server, and I know somebody already sent him a question, so we'll be reading that as well. So
Hell yeah, let's go for it.
yeah, so we'll just rock and roll right on into this. So the first question we already all know about of have you ever been interviewed before? At least twice.
Yes, it's actually more than twice. I was interviewed by you guys twice before. I've had interviews with other wonderful creators before on their Twitch and their YouTube channel. Uh, so I've had my share of interviews, but today I wanted to make it a very special occasion for this 4 years. And over the course of 4 years, I've grown so much. So there's much to tell from my side of the story, and definitely want to have another interview in the list of interviews that I already
Awesome.
have. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, first question. Speaking of how your content has evolved, how the platform that you mainly show your more story driven content on, which being the tickety talkies of the tic tacs and all that. Um, um, how do you see that your content has evolved from when you first started the TikToks and your owl bird flight journey?
Oh, most definitely. Like
Mm-hmm.
one of the major upgrades is definitely the phone. I've been filming TikToks on the S7 to begin with
Mm-hmm.
for a long while, and then I upgraded to the S20, which gives me great quality content. And to edit my videos, I've always used TikTok app alone, but I've got myself CapCut, which gives more clean cuts and solid editing that is more visually appealing. And then just recently, my roommate here has let me borrow the tripod for me to try on new skills. So, in any way, shape, or form, I'm always evolving in a sense of matter.
Awesome. Well, we have our first question from the comments section, which I'm just gonna sprinkle them in as I see them. It's coming from
Excellent.
a Carlos. I'm sorry I cannot pronounce the last name, but I'll try my best. Uh, Valicina 27. Um, is your Court of Owls mask 3D printed, aka your owl mask that you've
No,
been
it is.
using?
No, it isn't. It came from a comic book box set of Batman Court of Owls, which is the new 52. You can see him at like Barnes and Noble at the
Mhm.
bookstore within the mall. This mask was gifted to me by my grandmother during a Christmas holiday, and you know, back in 2018, uh, June, I wore this mask for my first ever musically video, and over the time, it just developed into my own alternate persona.
Awesome. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, and hopefully that answered. I'm looking at my phone, which is where I'm watching the stream, as I'm looking at a different person. So if I do that multiple times, I'm sorry, but hopefully that answered your question, Carlos. Hopefully I also pronounced your name right, or else I get canceled. Um, anywho, next question. Um, let's see. Let's pick a good one. Let's pick a good and juicy one. So people mainly know you as the Owl. I am the Owl is also a username on the TikToks with underscores between each word. That's also in the description. Don't worry, you can probably copy paste it. Hopefully. Um, but you do also have other original characters that have come and gone throughout the years. Other than the Owl, which one has been your favorite one to make, produce a story for, and so on and so forth? Or is there any that you miss doing?
Oh man, so that it's been ages ago since I like attempted to be other characters. There were two big ones that I had portrayed as before a long while ago. One of them, his name is Jared, the Rock Wizard. Essentially, what he is, he's practically a Guitar Hero character.
Mm,
He literally summons like he summons sorcery and casts spells by shredding licks on his electric guitar, which is freaking badass.
mm-hmm,
For him, I would wear, I called it a ghost mask, or with like a skull design in the front with some
mm-hmm,
LED glasses and a leather jacket that I wore before putting a leather jacket on the owl because back then he was wearing a, or I was wearing a tuxedo.
mm-hmm,
Um, so, and with Jared, he gave like more chill vibes. Essentially, he was more of a sarcastic dude, kind of like me. So I feel like over time, both my other characters had developed into my main ultimate persona,
mm,
in a sense. Because Jared was like more of the chill and sarcastic kind of character back then. The other guy, who was literally a horn dog, if you may, his name was what was it? Raymond the Wraith.
mm-hmm.
Raymond the Wraith, or is that his name? Randy. Randy. It was Randy the Wraith.
Mm-hmm.
So with Randy, I used a Halloween TikTok filter over it, and I wore a hoodie. And basically, he was the more chaotic, more goofy character to the side of me. Uh, and I did like a lot of duet interactions, a lot of more energetic videos with him. But people liked Randy back when I did him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but then the Halloween filter kind of like disappeared, so he wasn't an actual character for a long while.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, I didn't bring the equipment to cosplay as Jared with me here as I'm in working my job in the military. So
Mm-hmm.
over pretty much the owl has been my main persona over the course of the last couple years.
Awesome.
But today, my favorite one would have to be Jared because he definitely was probably the most unique, creative one that I've thought up of compared to Randy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely like I remember your characters and I remember like when the filter went away. I know it was a blow to a few people who were fans of that character. So, um, but um, next question, which I'm very curious about, um, how has the landscapes of TikTok kind of changed with your content, if that makes sense?
The landscape of TikTok. Uh, are you saying like a sense of the overall community that I've adapted myself into, or
Um,
how over the course of the years content changes and the audience appeal might have changed over the years? Are you saying that?
yeah, yeah, it's
That
like just with the amount of darker original characters have kind of grown throughout the years. How do you still bring that owlness through all of them and make sure you're not getting buried with all this with the new folks who are trying to come in and join or like take over the type of community fan base of like the darker side of original characters on TikTok, if that makes sense.
okay, so you're saying how I still do what I do
Mm-hmm.
while like the new people coming to TikTok and they pretty much change
Mm-hmm.
the whole appeal of TikTok. You're
Yep.
saying
Yeah, pretty
like
much. Yeah.
people coming with their like skits, memes, and
Mm-hmm.
dance videos, whatnot. The thing is just I keep doing what I love to do on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I I become my own persona. I shared my interests and expressed myself in comedic ways, sympathetic ways too.
Mm-hmm.
Because in ways I use this to share my inner emotions, my inner pain as a form of art, as you will.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but like, I don't go and do like the TikTok videos or the scams or anything that would be considered trendy too often.
Yeah. That makes complete sense because mainly most of the trends nowadays does not really match the character you're trying to build or have built throughout these 4 years.
Right, like finding a way to gain as much attention as I can grab.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And that's definitely something that I or someone that I did not want to be over the past few years was being the clout chaser, as you will.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is to entertain the people who have been with me for the longest and not so much of the new people. Right? If the new
Mm-hmm.
people are coming across TikTok and they find my stuff and they're interested, they're more than welcome to join. But
Mm-hmm.
I continue to make those videos for those who have known me
Yeah.
for all the while. I'm not trying to make videos that would essentially fit in to the overall community or overall of what would be acceptable in the eyes of the usual audience on TikTok.
Yeah.
No, it's again doing my own thing really.
Yeah. 100%. That makes a lot of sense. Kind of going off of that question of how people have come and gone throughout the TikTok community, different subsections of the community. Um, who I'm trying to think of a good way to word this. Who is there any creators who was around like when you first started making the owl and all your other original character content who has since left the platform for XYZ reason that you wish would come back and continue doing the same content that they used to do?
Oh man, I know like at least like five people at least
Mm-hmm.
who I've not seen in a long while, or at least their content. I don't know if they're still posting,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, back in the days, I definitely missed seeing their content because they were energetic, they were very artsy and stuff, and I admired those creators. And I haven't seen some of them in a hot minute. Maybe TikTok with its algorithm, they're hiding them from me, or their
Mm-hmm.
accounts got banned, or they moved on to different interests. Uh, part of me definitely does miss them.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely wish that I could find a way to check up on them in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, just to let us know how they're doing overall, because they were definitely one of the biggest inspirations to me
Mm-hmm.
back then as I was growing up over the years.
Yeah, most definitely I can agree with that because I do also have my own subsection of dark original characters, and there are some people like that who have left who I do wish would come back and stuff like that. So I agree.
Right.
I'm trying to see if there's any other questions from the community, or from the people who have popped in, either from my side or your side. A few people have popped in, so welcome. I'm sorry I'm not saying welcome every single time I see somebody pop in. I am sorry. But we do have somebody on here named Has Been Hotel 2005, who I only bring up because he has been a part of my community for a while now, who says that you were
I
actually one
sure
of the
did.
first. See, there you go. You were actually one of the first people he followed on the Tickety Talkities. And presumably still is. He didn't say unfollowed, so um, so I know this is a question that I've asked you a few times, but again, it's been a few years. But what? Why did you start TikTok slash Musically in the first place? Because that it's been a while. Uh,
Now that's a question that hasn't been asked too often is why I started doing the
mm-hmm,
videos. So essentially, musically, that's been my very first video. It was a goofy video of me just being young and stupid. Uh, that was me. My first ever video was like posted on my birthday, March 10th of 2018. I turned 17 at the time. And so what kind of inspired me to like start making videos was just seeing other creators
mm-hmm,
where they more of the because like at first I thought musically was just all about dancing and stuff, you know.
mm-hmm,
Gave my very big judgment on it because that's all I saw was just dancing videos. But as I continue to scroll and see other things, I saw a different side of musically. I saw the side where people would create skits and they dress up in these outfits and they act. And I've always wanted to act, right? So I
mm-hmm,
partook in some other videos and duetted other videos, like doing closet cosplay and finding masks in my closet to like wear and all that stuff, and create my own scenes or videos, uh, and then just having fun with it
mm-hmm.
and experimenting with it in a sense, just trying to find what was comfortable. So I started doing it because I was influenced by the creators that I saw.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, I know that your owl story is it's an actual story that people can go back and watch pretty much the whole thing in in order, pretty much, give or take, flashbacks and all that fun stuff. But um was there ever a story or storyline that you wanted to do that you were like in the middle of doing, but it got dropped for XYZ reason? One of the people who was a part of it you no longer had contact with, or they didn't want to be a part of it anymore, or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So so my first successful story, um, probably in my opinion, wasn't so structured, but it was the Owl Dark Era story arc that I had done, which
Mm-hmm.
was the first time you saw myself looking like this, but with a different coat and a scarf and more castaway look
Mm-hmm.
to him. So that was my first successful story. It had a beginning, middle, and end. Uh, and then after that, there was a follow up story where I was involved in the mafia. Right back
Mm-hmm.
when the mafia tag was trending, back then.
Mhm.
So we were going with that, and I was making these videos, and people were tagging me in to duet them, and we were acting. And then during that time, I was traveling a lot between my house and different areas where I have to work and stuff. So
Mhm.
it kind of got distracting, a little overwhelming with the other videos that I have to try and keep catch up on. So it eventually just kind of like died down, drifted away, got quiet. There was
Mhm.
no announcement saying like, I don't think we should do this anymore. Everyone just kind of like got bored with it in a sense.
Mhm.
So there wasn't an actual like story with that. But there's this new one that I want to do now that I have the more advanced tech to my disposal and I have other creators who have been putting effort into it.
Mhm.
I'm wanting to create this more structured story plot with a written script and some other talented creators who can interact and help me out, send in the
Mhm.
clips and stuff. That's been in the works. The first video, the prologue to that story, has been posted, but I've been waiting to find someone to fill in this scene for this role
Mhm.
for it to continue on. Because, like I said, the story is self-paced, so, and it will be posted under the playlist in TikTok, so you'll be able to see the episodes back to back once they're posted. So
Mhm.
definitely looking forward to starting that up again as soon as possible.
Awesome. I was actually I was just going to ask, have you ever scripted any of your storylines before? But I guess you already answered that. So we'll just move on.
So yeah, before no, I haven't written a script. With it's the Dark Era, right? The Owl
Mhm.
Dark Era story arc. There was no script. I was
Oh.
just interacting with these videos, and people would just follow up on that. So we essentially wrote our own story
Mhm.
as we went along.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, with this one, I want to write a script out, have people act, get their ideas and their feedbacks, have it all
Mhm.
collect into one good story.
Awesome. Awesome. Um. Yeah, let me just double check that there hasn't been any more questions from the audience. I do not believe so, but I wanted to give it a second to load. But now I'm just gonna scroll real quick so I can find it. Okay, so this is actually the question that somebody asked you to ask on here, and you sent it to me from Miss Leanne. Miss Leanne,
Miss
yes.
Lene. Yep.
There we go. Um, so their question is: throughout the deepest struggles, what made you keep going, and do you oh yeah, that's there's two questions. Okay, and what made you keep going throughout your deepest struggles?
So what made me kept going through my deepest struggles? Definitely, when I'm in my darkest moments, I definitely take time to breathe
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of reflect on myself and think about what I could have done better in that scenario, what
Mm-hmm.
I can learn from it. Um, but in ways to cope with that pain, I listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
Music that fits. Because I absolutely love music. Music is something that I admire a lot, especially the ones that tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm listening to these songs, when you're happy, you appreciate the song, you appreciate how it sounds. But when you're sad, that's when you understand the lyrics,
That makes sense.
and it definitely hits home. So after I take my time to listen to music, then I'll focus on myself. I will meditate. I will go to the gym whenever I feel rageful, angry. I'll I'll start sketching my inner thoughts and writing down my logs, my thoughts on paper,
Mm-hmm.
and then find other ways to entertain myself to get myself distracted. Video games and talking with other people,
Mm-hmm.
making videos, and it all helps. And what keeps me going is just the people who support me, who motivate me,
Hmm.
because they make me feel like that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And that's something that I always have moments here and there. I always feel like I'm lonely, I'm lonesome. Uh, but people who come into my comments or my DMs, they always remind me that there's always going to be someone who's going to be looking out for me.
Hmm. Yeah. And sometimes it's good just to get those emotions out in a more creative way than a more destructive way, is what I've also
Oh
found.
yes,
Yeah.
that's me. And I always like to do that whenever I'm in my moods. I'll
Yeah.
find a way to like express that through the videos that I make
Yeah.
with the aesthetics, the vibes, the music. It all comes together to perform something entertaining and beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah. That, to me, that makes a lot of sense. It really does, because I know I've used some of my characters to kind of help me uh, express different emotions that you can't always express normally, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Um, ah, um, for people who haven't seen some of your videos before, because I do believe you have, but I won't ask this anyway. Have you ever gone outside as one of your original characters before, or at in this case, the owl, or anything like that?
I have gone outside for a bit. I've been to Vegas recently. I was outside in Vegas and just enjoying the lights, making videos as the
Mm-hmm.
owl. A couple people came up to me and was like, "What's up with the fit?" And I said, "I do TikToks, and here's my page. You can check it out." Um, but yeah, people say that I'm famous in a sense. I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
consider myself famous because famous is something that I could go to Walmart and people could like instantly recognize me.
Mm-hmm.
But I morely say that I'm popular amongst the community that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because listen, I I like to keep myself humble.
Yeah.
I don't I don't let anything like that get to my head.
That's good. That's probably very good, I have to say.
It's something that everyone should practice. Like, listen, if you're thinking that getting 100 likes nowadays is not that much, just imagine yourself in a room with 100 people in that room
Mm-hmm.
complimenting you.
Yeah.
It's all about optimism.
That is very true. Glass half full, not half empty.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, I definitely do understand the. No, nobody's called me famous. I know that. What I'm meaning is that I do understand the seeing you as famous and also seeing some other creators who I've been watching for a while, kind of putting them on this type of podium, almost like an unreachable type of thing. But it is good to hear that you're not letting people who do that get to your head or anything like that.
Oh, absolutely. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Um, but next up, let me double check the chat real quick, make sure nothing's exploding. Uh, um, how are you, the person, different or alike from your characters, or at least in this case, the owl? Like, how are you different and how are you similar?
so the owl is mostly based off of my own self.
Mm,
Um, you know, without the whole fit on, without the mask.
mm-hmm,
I go in public. I'm kind to other people. I'm more isolated.
mm-hmm,
I'm isolated with myself when it comes to being in public, with those who I'm not familiar with. Right?
mm-hmm.
But I express myself to those who are close to me, and I come off as kind
Yeah.
once they do know me. Um, but I definitely got to say this: just because I'm kind to you and you see me as a forgiving and wonderful person does not mean that you can take advantage of it.
Yes.
That's something I don't tolerate when people see my kindness as a weakness.
Yeah.
It's the most I can give aside from love and respect. Um, so,
Yeah.
yeah. But with the owl, that kind of expresses the emotions that I don't usually show when
Mm.
without the fit. I don't usually show the kind of emotions that linger within me when
Mm-hmm.
I'm out the fit because,
Yeah.
in a way, I'm not trying to express that towards on other people at work or at social events, at parties.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the most definitely uh, the hours where I'm most comfortable
Yeah.
because he expresses using the owl, I can express who I truly am.
Yeah. That that makes a bunch. That does. I know I say this like every 5 seconds. I swear, but I that does make sense. It really it does, and I appreciate hearing that. That I'm not like the only one who does that type of thing. Trying so. Um. So going on to more of a lighter topic, a little bit. Um. You've collabed with a plethora of people in your 4+ years, either of being the owl or just being yourself on the TikToks. I wanted to ask if it's okay. Who is one of your or a group of people? Who are some of your favorite people you've gotten to collaborate with, either in real life or just online in general?
Hands down has to be Lady Slayer
Mm-hmm.
or who's been on your channel for a couple bit
Yep.
for a couple times on your YouTube channel. We like first day that we had met in person, we our ideas just kind of like linked together like that,
Mm-hmm.
and we went off of it. We had a lot of fun. We had a blast, um, just expressing ourselves, and definitely want to collab with her again. So hopefully sometime soon. Um, but with other people, I haven't I haven't actually made a whole lot of collaborations in person.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Slayer would definitely have to be the one I did the most in person. Uh, online collaborations, uh, I'd say DJ Gecko would have to be a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's helped me. He's he came to me on my Instagram live feed, and he introduced me into thinking about expanding my content, starting up my Discord, going to Twitch, and you know expanding and branching off into ways I can help myself grow.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely big shout out to DJ Gecko. He helped me out with the Discord, and he's helping me out with everything that I want to get accomplished.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to him.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we actually do have a few more questions on here. Um, First of all, is coming from a friend of both of us, a Sir Cuttlefish or Sir underscore Cuttlefish.
How
How do you clean your claws?
do I clean my claws?
Yeah.
I lick them.
Mm,
See. I go like this.
yeah.
I go like that.
Yeah. Is there
Then I like
any?
brushing my pants. Just
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
that's how I clean them.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. 100%. Um. So the next question is once again coming from Carlos. Um. Are you a fan of Mortal Kombat? And if so, would you ever like to cosplay from that series in the future?
Man, if you've been following me for a hot minute, you should know that I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat, and I have cosplayed as Johnny Cage quite a number of times,
Mm-hmm.
Scorpion a couple of times as well.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Cage was definitely a big one that I've done that I had cosplayed in the past, and
Awesome.
yeah, had a lot of fun. And I probably might just cosplay as Johnny Cage sometime later down the road.
Awesome. 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 Let me go around the world and see if there's any other questions somebody asked. Probably not, because that's the guessing of me, but I'm probably wrong. Nope, not yet. But the next question that I have for you on my lovely list over here. That's why I keep looking to the side because that's where my phone is. Um. Oh, I already said that one. Um. So throughout the years, who have been your biggest other creator inspirations? I know we've mentioned a few people before, but is there any creators either from the beginning has been inspiration or just recently joined the group of inspirations that you would like to kind of talk about and kind of say out loud?
There have definitely been some new faces that have come into my life uh, re- over over time. Definitely some new
Mm-hmm.
faces. Those have inspired me, like the whole the whole group with RoboCop on TikTok. He does demon. He interacts with other creators who get into the demon fits. You have Big Nasty 666 on the Blue Eyed Darkness and the whole group, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they definitely love to interact and socialize with each other, and that's something very inspiring. A very loving community indeed. Wonderful group of people. Definitely check them out when you get the chance. Um, and Dr. Mars,
Mm.
he loves to Dr. Mars on TikTok. He loves to give off these aesthetics that are so gritty, dark, and just visually appealing with some of these. I absolutely love it when he does that kind of content. Um, so pretty much when people have their own storyline that they're doing, it inspires me to get back into that. Low, hmm, here's one. It's what's her name? Low. I lost it. It's like on the tip of my tongue. It starts with low and then it like ends with something she likes to cosplay as a wolf. What was it? What was it? Low lockdown.
Mm.
Low underscore lockdown. Yeah, her. She has a whole story for her character, and she is just getting into the acting and is interacting with these other creators, and that's definitely inspiring. She has a whole group of people that are supporting her, that is supporting her on it. That's very inspiring, very motivating, and I'm proud of her for sticking to her character and her story because it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do, along with work and everything being thrown at you at once. She's very dedicated and very structured with what she's doing, and that's something that I can appreciate and admire.
Yeah. I can 100% agree with like how hard it can be to make a story and make sure you're consistent with it and sticking to it because I have two characters that I've been trying to fix their stories. Because Skeleton Man, his story is just I kind of ended. Not really. He's not dead yet.
Mm.
But also my newest one with it, which I'm pointing over there because that's where his masks are. Um, and no name, and that's not just because I don't have a name for him. It's just his name. Where he steals faces and stuff. And I was setting up like a whole thing, and like kind of inspired by um how you were like making kind of preview videos at one point for some of your content for the owl. Um,
The trailer.
yeah, exactly. And I even asked a few other creators if I could copy their makeup for some of their original characters, and actually have a few of them up there on the wall. Uh, I keep wanting to look over there. I'm like, it doesn't matter if I look or not. I know what they look like. and I always appreciated all those people for actually letting me do that, and I still have them on my wall. I have them looking down at me every night when I go to sleep. Um, but yeah, I can. But long story short of that is, I can definitely agree. It is hard to kind of keep up with that since I haven't done No Name in a while. I actually have a mask I haven't finished for him yet, so I'm looking at it right now. It's just missing the teeth. So I'm I hope to finish up that one soon, and get back to doing him a little bit more. But another question I would ask is, how can I word this correctly so it can come out? Uh, how am I gonna word this? How has kind of just the atmosphere as a whole kind of changed throughout the years of just like darker original characters? How has it kind of changed and either evolved or even in some cases devolved? How have you kind of noticed that kind of change? And how have you kind of
The,
adapted or to it?
the atmosphere around me,
Hmm.
like you're saying, the whole community
Yeah,
around me,
yeah.
or
This is more of a community based one. Yeah, how's other creators kind of coming in, going out, kind of change the atmosphere of just the community who either watches or makes content for this more darker side of the original characters on the Tickety Tocketies.
so most definitely. Everyone that I've seen is always positive. They're always happy. They're always they're always interacting. They're showing love, and it's very heartfelt and inspiring and motivating. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can also be loving, but through like the whole story, with my character overall, with my alternate persona, like I've said, I like to express an inner pain that lingers within me. So I'm not always happy. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
bit sarcastic, bit of a bit goofy in some cases. So in a sense, you can kind of see that the owl as a character, he likes to cope with his depression with sense of humor. With
Mm.
humor, he likes to cope his depression with humor. Uh, like in the dark era, he was always so serious, always uh, stand alone and stern. But as he's matured, even older, over the next 2 years from the dark era timeline, he's kind of coped with his depression by using humor in a
Mm-hmm.
way, uh, in sarcasm, likes to be violent. Uh, so in this, I wouldn't say the whole community or atmosphere has changed in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's just overall what he's been feeling over time and how he finds ways to deal with that inner pain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always seeking wisdom. I'm always seeking self improvement. So I wouldn't say necessarily the whole atmosphere was influenced by the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the sense of feeling lonesome and wanting to have the motivation to walk alone and to work through the sleepless nights as a
Mm-hmm.
vigilante.
Yeah, that that makes a lot of sense to me. Um, so next up is, are there any newer creators that you would like to interact with more? Is there somebody who you really hope to be able to interact with and that might be able to help you fill out your story, help with your story, or anything along those lines, if you know what I mean?
So that's one thing. I haven't really interacted with anybody else lately
Mm-hmm.
because I've been, like I've said, I've been focusing on myself lately. But
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely love to interact with. a lot of my mutuals that I know on the social medias. I want to interact with so many creators. I could name them, but it would be a long while.
Yeah,
Right.
be
I'm
the best
starting to
friends.
get into it. I'm starting to get into interacting with other people more,
Hmm.
getting back into it because with the whole expanding my content and interacting and socializing, I'm definitely getting a lot more comfortable with interacting with other people,
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
especially the.
Um, so let me do a little look around to see if anything popped up. Or if you guys have any questions for our lovely guest here, put them in the comment section or in the live stream thing. If you're watching this live, if it's not live, you still want to ask him a question. Put them in the comment section below, and I will ask him those questions. What do you say? 100 episodes from now?
Yeah, maybe.
uh, but yeah, yeah, nobody, and or if you don't feel comfortable saying it in the YouTube description, you can always DM me on Discord. I think they're open. It should be. I don't see a reason why it's not. I'm in the Owl server. I'm also in my own. If you're already in there, both links to both servers are in the description. So, feel free to join either one. Can I make sure that nope, not unless the question's about a duck. So, the next question that's going to be coming up is how comfortable is the owl outfit that you've had on in the past, and how comfortable is the one you're currently using, as in the one you're also wearing right now?
How comfortable is the outfit?
Yeah.
So that definitely has been asked before. Um, so in the beginning, I wore the tuxedo and the dress shirts on stuff, and obviously during like the summer it would get hot, so I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't always wear the tight tux. So then over time, I went to the coat with the little trench coat. That also got really hot during the
Mm-hmm.
times when I would be filming. Very hot. Uh, and then this was gifted to me. This leather jacket. It's it's comfortable. It's very fitting, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks great. I love this jacket. And let's see, like funny story actually. When I was given this jacket, I was like, oh no, let me try it on. And I'm like seeing how it fits, and it's like I wasn't so sure on this jacket, but like over time it grew on me, and
Mm-hmm.
it really looks good on camera.
Yeah.
So this jacket is definitely a must stay for myself. A major upgrade compared to the Calvin Klein coat that I had used,
Yeah.
because that was definitely heavy. And with this leather jacket being more lightweight, it's definitely more. It makes more sense to wear this lightweight leather jacket whenever I'm in combat or I'm more flexible. I'm more fluid with my movements. And then my latest coat is this trench coat or this big raincoat where it makes me look like I'm in the underworld movies. It like drapes over the knees. There's a
Mm.
hood, a big button-up collar that wraps around my neck. Um, so that's slightly heavier than the jacket that I'm currently wearing.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a good one. Makes me look more like an assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely that is a good coat. But as far as like comfort goes, the most comfortable that I've worn would have to be this jacket that I'm wearing now.
Yeah.
It's not too hot. It doesn't get too hot. It's pretty loose in the underarms, and it's good.
Awesome. I do have a question that goes along with that, but before I say that, Sir Cuttlefish has another lovely question for you. Um,
Oh, yeah.
um, have you ever thought about making a comic book or writing the owl stories?
Having the owl be a comic book is like the biggest dream that I have.
Mm-hmm.
For all the characters out there on TikTok in general. I want there to be a comic strip for Vixie, so Cuttlefish, uh, Primal Darkness, Kino Saze, everyone who has their own characters. I want all of our characters to be expressed in animation, whether it's through comic books on the pages or in a short video series. I want our characters to be expressed and to have our stories told in a way where it's visually appealing in in ways that we cannot achieve. We can't, obviously through TikToks and duets, we can't sword fight. We can't like decapitate heads. We can't like do any of the bizarre stuff that you see in like the movies. So having it be a comic book or
Mm-hmm.
comic strip is definitely a major dream that I have. And I actually have there was like a couple people that reached out to me saying that they are working on a comic book with my character, and that's very exciting. So when they do get finished with those, I'll definitely pay them big. I'll pay them
Yeah.
big for it.
Awesome. Well, I actually have another question that goes along with that one, but I want to say the first one I was going to say. So I'll just go back to this topic. So back to the other topic of comfort. Um, since I say this from like kind of experiences with plastic masks, because I did kind of notice that the owl mask it is plastic, right? It is a yeah.
Most
Uh,
definitely, yes.
yes. So I know from my at least my experiences with plastic masks of just it's more like a it was more form fitting, like nose over the nose and all that. That sometimes they can get really hot if you're wearing them for too long, like to the point where like there's sweat in the chin.
Humidity,
Um,
humidity goes up.
mm-hmm, that too. I pretty much my question was pretty much have you ever had to like take a breather pretty much because there's too much condensation in your masks?
Surprisingly, no. There's plenty of space in between here.
Oh yeah,
There's plenty of air to flow through there, and in the eyes as well.
yeah.
These big eye holes definitely leave some air to flow through the entire mask. So it's not unbearable
No.
every time I have this mask on for a long time. Uh, but one thing I do uh, struggle with is how the top of these rest on my eyes, and it kind of has the mask shift on my face a bit, so I adjust it
Mm-hmm.
every now and then whenever it's out of place or it looks out of place.
Yeah, yeah. That makes complete sense because the masks that I was talking about are like the ones that are behind me. They're much more barely fit my face type of thing. So yeah, those have. Uh, um,
Mm.
but to kind of go back to the other topic, I know I'm dancing back and forth every single topic, but um, with the creator's permission, of course, who who I never mean to just try and make an owl.
Woo-hoo.
I know I didn't even mean to do that. It just came out. But um, whose characters that are not your own would you ever like to include, with their permission, of course, into an
Yeah,
owl comic book, movie, so on and so forth, if you were able to?
I was able to. Let's see. There's plenty of characters. Um, one of Cuttlefish's characters, the vampire, right? Is it Lucy? No. Her vampire character um, has like this crush on Owl, and
Mm,
it can definitely create like some fun stories. So definitely have her or that character in a story plot for the Owl sometime. Um, and then Primal Darkness, I would love to have Varric as like a villain. for the owl to be that kind of clash, that 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 obstacle for the owl, that big challenge. Because
Mm-hmm.
one thing about Primal Darkness is that he's fucking built. Dude's a walking tank. He lifts, and you know, I don't know how tall he is in real life, but that dude has some meat on his bones. He's fucking strong. He looks
Mm-hmm.
strong, and
Yes.
with his character Varric, I can definitely imagine his demon having some supernatural strength that could practically demolish the owl if he could.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a very interesting story plot to have two characters clash and collide, and to have the owl think of ways of how he could somehow go up against that. That would be a very interesting fight for sure.
Awesome. And according to one of the people in the comments in the live stream chat, is that Sir Curlfish's character's name was Francis? It says on there, but it could be
Francis.
a
I'm so sorry. Yeah, it was Francis.
yeah.
Francis. Yeah,
There's so many characters on TikTok. It's hard to keep them all straight
I
sometimes.
know.
Like
You
oh
got you
god,
gotta like get a list of them to keep track of them.
I
Well,
can I can
for
barely
sure.
remember half of
Francis. I
mine, let
definitely
alone.
remember Francis. Francis is a very remarkable character indeed.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, we're coming up on an hour here, just to give people the time, so people know. Um, do, do, trying to think of a good one, a good solid one that we haven't really gone over yet. You know what? Somebody brought up this question earlier, of a question that we usually use a lot, so I'll use it now. This question's coming from a Mr. Zoom underscore 2028. Bacon
So,
question mark.
oh hell yes, fucking love bacon. I eat
Yes.
bacon jerky whenever I stop by the store for breakfast in the mornings, alongside with a can of triple shot mocha Starbucks that I get
Ooh.
from the little fridge that they have in the little convenience store.
Ooh.
It's my little go-to breakfast snack. Bacon.
Awesome.
One simply does not pass a plate of bacon.
Yeah, I mean, right? Um then another question from the same person is peanut butter question mark.
Peanut butter? Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
Whether it's in a packet or a jar, I'm eating it. I'm eating it all.
Yeah. Just with the claws, just like scoop and then lick and
Oh, not on these. Not on
oh
these.
no. Oh
Hit me
no.
with a
Okay.
spoon.
Oh, with the spoon.
Hit me
I mean,
with a
that's more
spoon.
efficient. That's way more efficient. I mean,
Ah, I hate to get peanut butter in these things.
that's
Oh,
true. I can just tell that like you're slightly cringing just thinking of it.
yeah, no.
Um, but the it's not gonna be the last food question. There's plenty more. But the next question, that kind of going off of that we kind of made was bacon and peanut butter question mark, like a combination of them.
The idea might sound gross, but if you were to like have bacon and some peanut butter on bread on the same plate and somehow it like fits in together, I don't mind. I personally don't mind. It's all going in the same spot.
I mean, true. You're not wrong. I actually
And if you
made
put
a
like
video.
put
Of,
syrup on, if you put like syrup on the both of them, you get syrup on bacon and the peanut butter. Mm, I don't
that'd
mind
be
it at
really
all.
good. I
It sounds
actually
super.
I actually made a video of me doing that and posted on to Demon Interviews Instagram page. Go follow that. Of me doing that, of if having a piece of bacon and I just like smeared peanut butter on it, like you're making like a ants on the log type of thing, but six times more unhealthy. Um, and I tried it, and it wasn't that bad. Not gonna lie, it wasn't that bad.
I think it just sounds good overall because you got like two goods
Yeah,
coming together. So
exactly,
it's already good. But
exactly.
like, if you were to take bacon and you add something like freaking the goddamn uh, the fun dip powder. Take bacon and like fun dip powder. That's probably not going to be so pleasant.
Well, I mean, it would stick to it because of like the bacon grease, but like that just
Yeah, would it even stick with the bacon grease? Or you
like
get bacon grease in your fun dip
I mean, if you gotta eat
and
it
you're
with
like
the bacon
clumped up.
anyway, I mean, like you're already ruining the fun dip. I mean, you might as well.
Hell no. Keep bacon away from fun dip. You can quote me on that.
Yes, just in the description, just like the final line is just keep bacon away from fun dip from the owl.
It's going in the inspirational quotes channel on my server.
It should. It's the best quote ever. Um. Oh, and Sir Crawfish just posted the full name of Francis Patrick Phillip.
Francis, Fan, ugh, I'm already having a tongue twister. Francis Patrick Phillip. Very
Yep.
awesome.
Yes. Amazing characters from everybody in the here next question. So, without naming names, have you ever had any negative experiences with other TikTok creators? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. To be
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And that's okay. And that we're not going to name names cuz that's not okay. Cuz yeah, I the only thing I've noticed throughout this whole me interviewing people like this is getting to know a lot of people at first from the darker sides of the OC side. Eh, all the people I've interviewed so far are super nice and super awesome. And from the people who
Oh,
I've
yeah.
just tried to secure interviews with, the people who are playing like are mainly like Spider-Man or something. They ghost me to hell. So I'm like, I feel like this doesn't fully match with what your brain first thinks. If that makes sense.
Uh,
It's crazy. Uh
yeah.
it's crazy. Um but sorry, my brain is still on that. It's crazy sometimes because because I first started off as a viewer of like your content, Lady Slayer's content, Sir Cuttlefish's content, and like for my brain it was almost a weird connection to learn that a lot of you guys are actually just very nice. Like when I first started interviewing people, because it was just like it wasn't what your brain first expects. Sometimes when you're like, oh, this person plays a demon, they must be a demon, or But like,
Like they must be like a complete jerk,
yeah,
or they,
exactly,
they have that major don't give a f attitude,
yeah,
right? I
exactly.
mean,
Like
yeah,
that's
that's what you can expect, and I'm sure a majority of the people who cosplay as demons do have a don't give a f attitude, but
yeah,
like, I'd like to see them as metalheads. You know how like metalheads are?
yeah, yeah,
Like they come off as like very violent or aggressive, but they're actually one of the most down to earth, kindness dudes and dudettes that you could hang around with.
yeah, 100%. That was just like, but like people who were like cosplay like Spider
Like those are the
Man
kind of
or like Supergirl or like just the not all, not all, but like from experiences sometimes are just they ghost you when you try to do an interview with them and you're like trying to help you here. Or I don't know. But anywho, so the next question from Sir Cuttlefish is that what is your workout routine? They've noticed that you've kind of buffed up a little bit as well. So
yeah. So my workout routine is that I try to work out as much as I can on a consistent basis. Um, and of course, I do workout splits. So one day I'll work the upper body with the arms, shoulders, and then next day it'll be like all chest and back. Next day would be the core, the lower
Hmm.
back and the abdomen, and then I'll have my fair share of leg day. My leg days are usually on Thursdays. Thursday thigh day,
Yeah.
uh, and then Friday would have to be more of the cardio esque workouts, running and more physical work like flipping tires and uh, swinging a hammer onto the tire, like in that like chopping wood motion because
Hmm.
it requires like more physical work involving almost engaging almost the entire body.
Yeah.
And then my rest days of are of course the weekends, Saturday, Sunday. Those are my rest days. And whenever days that I miss, I try to make up for it.
Hmm.
Mm, no, because I can't. I of course don't want to slack too much.
Yeah.
And with my diet, I'm always trying to keep a balanced diet, trying to watch what I eat.
Hmm.
Because I have acne problems, so I try to keep that controlled. Because
Yeah.
I tend to break down the face a little bit, shoulders and back. I have different body punctures and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, Part of it is the diet. Part of it is my workout routine and how much sleep I get. Like
Yeah.
big three: sleep, diet, and your own plan, your own routine.
Yeah.
And what motivates me to go to the gym is just seeing seeing how people are dedicated to going to the gym, how they see their self. Like you have the ability to look like a weapon, and that's something that's like very motivating.
Mm.
Like people they're not seeing how they are going to look now. The gym rats, as you will, they're looking at how they're going to see themselves years from now.
Mm.
And as long as they stick to it, eventually they're gonna get there. And that's what I want to be. I want to look like a weapon. So that's why I'm in the gym lately. That's why I'm getting more cut, as I might have appeared in some of the videos on my, oh, I'm sorry, pictures on my Instagram and stuff. So yeah, definitely something I'm getting back into.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, it's always good to have a good, healthy diet, good, healthy amount of exercise, and all that.
Mhm.
Say as I do as I say, not as I do, because I'm not the greatest sometimes. But Carlos just wanted to say that they kind of agree with our statement of a lot of like the more people who cosplay monsters and demons and stuff like that because they're actually a scare actor for a haunted attraction, and they kind of agree that a lot from their experience as well, they're some of the kindest people. Which,
Oh yeah, and like those are the kind of people that you can trust too. It's
mm-hmm,
like if they were to be in like a mosh pit and someone does something shady, they'll be all over on that dude and like, hey, what the fuck you doing?
yeah. Sorry, cat got stuck in my room, so I was opening the door for them before
You
something
have
bad happened.
friends. You have friends that are like, if you have friends that are like metalheads or like that, yeah, just metalheads, right? Who have
Mm-hmm.
like grown beard, some beefy bodies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Try and be friends with them. Be friends with them because they're gonna be someone that you can trust and they're gonna look out for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, nothing more there. Let me see if there's anybody who might have DM'd me, tagged me in something. Oh, there's somebody who's DMing me. Hold on. Suspend. What? No, it doesn't. What? Nobody's spamming my server. What? Oh, fuck. Hold on. Someone's having an issue somewhere. Sorry. Someone's having an issue. Give me 1 second to fix that issue, and then I'll be right back with what I was doing. Because someone was being a dick. Someone was being a dick and spamming in my servers. Okay.
Private
Sorry,
servers.
fucking people. Okay, sorry. I had to give admin control. I had to give admin powers to someone so they can fix it. Okay, so hopefully that'll get fixed. Sorry to the two people in that server who got spammed. Hopefully it can get fixed
Hmm.
because it's shitty of people to do that. Anywho, let's carry on with what we were doing. And I turned off my phone when I need it for my questions. Um, Sorry, my good friend Rose, for not seeing that message. I was doing this. I'll send you the link to this so you know what I'm doing. Uh, but anywho, the next question is going to be we've mainly talked about how you produce content onto TikTok, but do you ever produce any content either strictly for Instagram or just post some of your owl stories or other OC stories to Instagram as well, or is it purely one is for one thing, the other thing's for the other thing?
So Instagram is morely what I use to like post in more of my downtime. So on my downtime, I'll share like memes through my Instagram story or my gym progress, some photos that I've taken. I like to share a lot of pictures on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I use Instagram to help promote my TikTok and Discord that I just built recently. Um, but later down the line, I am looking forward to starting my own Twitch, so that way I can get a chance to stream, game, interact with people who do watch and enjoy my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to get the proper resources for it. So I'm trying to save up and invest in getting those resources to help build a solid Twitch stream. That's something I definitely want to do. Uh, so yeah, looking
Yeah.
forward to exciting things in the future.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I am, and once you get that Twitch page up, it will be in the description. Obviously, it's not there yet, but once you do, send it to me. I'll put it there. I'll update shit so people can find it.
Right.
Um, you also can promote it on the Demon Interviews server as well. That's it'll give something back. It'll give some lifeblood to it. Um, but yeah. Trying to think. Do do do. So this is coming from one of our fans on Instagram, a Charlie underscore Aronson 99. What is one thing you regret doing on camera?
Oof. One thing that I regret doing on camera. I mean, def- I think it's fair to say that we all have our fair share of cringe moments. Um, and you might think that you've escaped the cringe. You haven't. You might
Yeah.
have deleted the videos. The cringe will still haunt you.
Mm-hmm.
The cringe, the cringe is inescapable. So,
Yep.
a, a regrettable thing that I did on camera. I'm sure I've done like a couple. Oof, yikes. Definitely would have to be like my early attempts of doing some like thirst thirst traps or some thirst videos that
Mm-hmm.
would like supposedly get your adrenaline rushing. My early attempts on those are not the best.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
not the best. Like,
mm-hmm.
I'm for sure I've definitely improved from experience. Let's say.
Yeah. Definitely. I completely understand that. Um. So next up is. All right. So that's the one we already talked about that one. Do, do, do. We kind of already talked about that though. So where is it? Where is the other question? Ah, damn, I didn't update that list to have those questions yet. Hold on. Let me find. Come on, phone. I know you can load. Yes, there is. What the hell? My phone is so stupid. Okay. da, da. So, this next question is coming from a past guest of ours, an ultra geek cosplay. Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi. I always prefer Pepsi. Wild cherry Pepsi, goaded.
Mm.
Pepsi products are even good. You have Mountain Dew, one of my personal favorite sodas. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but actually, I haven't drank any sodas in a long time. I've only drank like energy drinks, but like sodas where they're like high in the syrup.
Yeah.
I haven't drank many sodas lately. I've
Yeah.
been drinking water, Gatorade, and a couple energy drinks here and there. Hardly ever drink soda anymore.
I mean, that makes sense. Makes sense. I've been down in a Coke this whole time, but I don't. I like them both. I drink them both. Just Coke is what we buy because it has more deals at Walmart. Um,
Yeah.
so coming from another past guest, a Dark Mina the Gone, who I did a Halloween video with. You want to go check that out in Halloween. Um, who? What stereotype would you be in a horror movie that you think you would be? Would you be like the final survivor, the killer, the first to be dead, all that type of thing? Which stereotype do you think you would be?
Probably the nerdy white boy who's like trying to get some puss, and like eventually just dies. That's probably me. Probably me. I'm that one white nerdy guy trying to get some action, but it just keeps being unlucky.
Yeah,
That's definitely gotta be me. Uh, I'm definitely like shy and like trying to get involved, like trying new activities like drinking games or
yeah.
smoking the marijuana. Probably,
Marijuana.
I'll probably be that.
That
Oh,
the
stereotypical horror movie.
yeah. That grass. Uh, so so does the content that you create get the most sorry, does the content you create that you enjoyed making the most get the most attention, or is it the ones that surprise you?
Well, I mean, definitely cannot go against the algorithm on TikTok, but
Mm,
I'll be making videos where it's like I put my most effort in or my most thought into. Won't get that many views, but when it's like something just lazy and goofy, that'll get the most attention.
yeah.
And just like I don't know, yeah, it definitely have those moments. So it's kind of like a hit or miss kind of thing, pun intended.
Yeah.
With it,
Oh, and bye, Sir Cuttlefish. Have a nice night. Sleep well. Don't let the owl bugs bite. uh but by the time this catches up, oh, there we go. The catch up is not as long as it usually is sometimes. Ah, hello, Walter. You're the reason why I had my door shut. Um, what is one thing you want people to know about your character, the owl, that they might not know from just seeing you?
that I'm not a DC character, or that I'm not an OC belonging to DC or Marvel, any of that sort. I am
Yeah,
my own persona.
yeah, yeah. I mean that makes the most sense because like people.
And and that I'm not a villain.
Mm-hmm.
I may appear as a villain based on how I look or my level of sarcasm, but I am just a very depressed anti-hero
Mm, that makes sense.
and very edgy at times. Yes.
Uh, what is one of the best compliments you've ever gotten, either in real life or in a video that you can remember?
The highest of compliments
Mm-hmm.
probably would have to be a recent one that I just got, where they said that they like my character more than their own. That
Mm,
is something that you don't usually hear a whole lot, and
yeah.
that's very surprising because
Yeah.
it kind of shows the way of that person being humble
Mm-hmm.
in a sense. They showed humble and humility, and they recognize what they see, and they see it as good, and they'll say that it's good. So big props to that one guy uh, who told me that in my server. He said that they like me more than their own character. That is, I am humbled and honored by that compliment alone.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, definitely not something you hear every day.
Yeah. Most definitely. So, this is actually going to be one of the last questions on my list for today, since we're about to hit an hour and a half, and I know you do have another live stream you're going to be going to later today, and wanted to make sure you get some water, get that time to take a small technology break if need be. So,
Mm,
next question from my list, and then we have three more after four, three. It's a number. Um, from a Harley F. Quinn. What are those?
they're fucking gloves.
Yeah, makes sense.
I accidentally opened up my Bixby on my phone. Uh, sorry.
That's fun.
I was just
Uh, Also giving people a chance to write out their last questions on the stream as well, just to make sure they have a second. Uh, Sorry. Um, First of all, do you have any questions for me as an individual or about the show in general?
I have a question. Is the um is the other guy? I'm sorry, I'm like
Dennis.
terrible with names. Um, the other guy who was on this
Mm-hmm.
channel. You
Yeah.
know when he'll make a return?
Yeah, he's always we mainly he's been doing work and stuff, but sometimes we do what is called Demon Media, which is same channel, just normally posted on Mondays whenever we get around to it, and we do Marvel movie excitement type of thing. But
Very
he is
nice.
still here. He's just not here as much as he used to be. It's pretty much what's going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
Um.
definitely haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah. He's still posting the same things on his TikTok. Um. So, is there any other questions you'd like to ask?
Um, do you have a plan for the next person who would be appearing on your channel?
No, I do not. Actually, wait, hold on. Do I? Do I? I don't think so. I think we have a Demon Media that's gonna be recorded on Tuesday, but as of right now, nobody else is scheduled. So it'll probably be another art stream or an art video.
Very
So get pumped for me outlining a Ben 10 alien and coloring it to make it look like it's pure Nikos from Ruby. Um,
yeah.
so that's probably gonna be the next video. Or because yeah, there was a stream last week. This counts as Wednesday's video. Next week will be there's gonna be another Demon Media coming out maybe on the 11th, maybe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's scheduled for this Tuesday to be recorded, and usually they're posted on Mondays. So, is there anything else you'd like to ask, or would you like me to carry on?
Um, I don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay,
No.
cool. Well, kind of bouncing off of your question, who would you like to see on the show in the future?
Mm. Who would like to see on the show? Definitely Sir Cuttlefish.
Yes, definitely get them back onto the show. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I want to see Cuttlefish. I don't think I've seen an interview with Cuttlefish yet,
Yeah,
because
I'll actually send it.
I know he has plenty of ideas, plenty
Yeah.
a lot of characters to
Yes,
learn about.
I do agree.
And if you can try getting with LO Lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
LO underscore Lockdown. I'm not sure if she'll be busy, but you can always attempt to text her or hit her up about it.
Yeah, 100%. Um, send me Lockdown's information when we're done with this, so I can make sure I grab the right person. Uh, and I'll send you Cuttlefish's first interview, which was episode 69, I think.
Nice.
Were they number 16? I think they were. If they were still here, they
Nice.
could tell me, but probably not. Um, Next up is, would you ever like to return to the show in the future?
Would I like to return to the show in the future?
Yes. Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't
Awesome.
see why I wouldn't.
Awesome. Because you're already scheduled for 16 more things. Get ready, man. Let's go. Um, so last question for today is going to be, do you have any questions for a future guest?
For my future guests. Questions for the guests.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear y'all's opinion on midget wrestling.
Well then, that's a
I
interesting
want to hear
question.
y'all's opinion on midget wrestling. If that's something that you enjoy watching, if that's something that you find hilarious or actually quite entertaining, I want to know.
Okay.
But I have
Uh,
another question.
okay, good.
I have another question.
Two questions. Awesome.
I want to hear y'all's um, requests. I want to hear you guys request on what type of content I should push out,
Yes.
whether it's on different platforms or I should do something else entertaining, something fun. I want to hear your best opinions and requests.
Yes. And definitely put those in the comment section below. And when this video goes live, because we're about to end, so put him in the chat right now. It might not update in time. Uh, so before we end, would you like to say anything to your supporters of 4, 3, 2, even 1 year now, just finally learning about your content? Is there anything you want to say to them?
Thank you all so much for sticking with me for the long 4 years. Uh, I know we've all been busy. I know we've all been going through troubled, trying times. Um, but your guys' support and dedication to the whole name, the whole channel, it means so much. And I cannot thank you guys enough for showing me the support and the love that you have for me and the character and my accomplishments in life. Definitely means a whole lot. Um, you guys are definitely one of the greatest that I could ever ask for. You guys help me achieve my goals. You guys help me achieve my accomplishments. You guys motivate me to do and want more. So many, many thanks all around to those who helped me out, who've been with me since day one. To those who are just getting to know me, thank you for taking the time out of your day to learn more about me. Just thank you, thank you, thank you all.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching. Um, Thank you, lovely guest of honor, Mr. Owl, for being here today. I highly appreciate it. I know the
Yeah,
fans do. Um, and with that, at least I will see you in the next video. Hopefully, it's most likely gonna be an art stream. Bye bye.